Hi everyone, you're with me Zai and I'm the editor of Zafigo. Today we're going to talk about something very important. We are talking about female circumcision, specifically female genital mutilation. And I have with me today Ireeny Muzammel. She is the legal officer for Sisters in Islam. Thank you for taking the time to be with us. So, getting right into it, what exactly defines FGM and is even a cut considered FGM?
Female genital mutilation is actually procedure comprises where the procedure actually take a partial or the total part of female genitalia. And also in Malaysia, we actually practice two types of FGM. That is the first type, which is 1A and also type 4. This consists of pricking, piercing the FGM. Even a small cut is also considered as FGM according to WHO.
How does FGM differ from circumcision for boys?
Circumcision for boys is actually a removal of the foreskin, right? And this actually has scientific research to back up this practice. But for female genital mutilation, there is no scientific research or medical benefits to it. So these two practices should not be compared to, as it brings different benefits in terms of medical wise.
Would it be a double standard to be accepting of circumcision for boys but not female circumcision?
Not at all actually, because if you can see, male circumcision, they actually, like I said, we are based this argument on medical arguments and also religious arguments. And we can see that FGM has, again, as I said, has no medical benefits at all. And also the claim that FGM is actually for the cleanliness for the baby girl is also false, and it is not backed by any medical research.
Which group of girls or women are most at risk of having this happen to them? And is it usually always just young girls?
Okay, so in Malaysia, FGM is actually practiced on babies and also girl child. But there are also women that practices this when it's necessary for them. So actually this practice, even though it's in Malaysia, it's common between the Malay Muslim community, but it is also recognized internationally as a violation of human rights and also a violation for children's rights.
Very important question. What's the stance of female circumcision in the Quran?
In the Quran, there is no mention of female genital mutilation. But there are some hadiths that explains on FGM. However, these are all hadiths da'if, which is you cannot retract back the source, and the requirement does not meet the hadith sahih, meaning you cannot use it as a resource for any kind of arguments.
If that's the case, why do you think it's so rampant in Malaysia?
FGM practice actually has been in Malaysia for quite a long time. It's actually due to cultural practice and also religion obligation in the community itself. So this is why people keep practicing it, even though there are new findings now that saying that this has no medical benefits. It has never been taught to doctors or any medical practitioners. So we are hoping that our Malaysian community are a bit open-minded to receive new information regarding FGM. Yeah, and also in 2021, actually, Sisters in Islam has held a FGD, which is a focus group discussion on FGM. There's a teacher that claims she actually practiced this on to baby girls. So she claims that this practice is good because first, it's for the cleanliness of the baby. It removes a particular dirt at the baby's genitalia. And also, it kind of helps the urination for the baby for later on. And also, the third one, she claims that it helps to control the sex urges of the baby so that she won't, grow into this wild woman later on. So all of these claims is the reason why she practiced female circumcision. And of course, all of these arguments are not backed with scientific or medical benefits and research at all.
Who still does or is allowed to perform the act?
So in Malaysia, usually the ones that perform this act must be done, and also medical practitioners, doctors in private clinics and hospitals. So mat bidan is a traditional midwife with no medical backgrounds, and also we can see that the practice here in Malaysia, our government hospital or facilities does not offer this procedure. So it can be sure that it is not a mandatory procedure at all to be done to a baby. And also, for your information, this procedure, right, female circumcision, actually has not been taught in any medical syllabus or in any medical school. So it is unethical actually for Ministry of Health to actually come out with a guideline or whatnot. So that is why they are still unwilling to come out with a female circumcision procedure, because to them medically that is unethical because it has never been taught to them.
So, what are some of the dangers that young girls face in having this done to them, whether by a doctor in a hospital or by a mummy done at home?
There is actually an immediate health risk and also a long-term complication to the girls' or women's health in terms of mental health, sexual health, and also physical health. Despite all the precautions that they take before performing the procedure, we still feel that it should not be done to the baby or the child because of three things. First, they are not capable of giving their consent to that procedure. Usually their parents will consent to it without having any background knowledge of the procedure, of not knowing a specific procedure that the doctor will perform to their child. Second, there is still a risk in that procedure that they are performing, because again there is no medical certified medical procedures by the medical practitioners, right? The third reason is because this practice actually brings no medical benefits at all for the child. So why would we want to perform something to the child if it doesn't give any benefits?
What's something we, the everyday woman, can do to help end this practice?
Actually, to end this deeply rooted practice in our community is very hard, and honestly it's a very still a long journey to go to end this practice, right? I feel women in Malaysia should start be more aware of these medical practices that they want to perform or they want doctors to perform on their children, especially baby girls. And it can go as simple as you passing that knowledge down to your neighbor or your family or your other parents. So I think this change can start from mothers and also grassroots communities.
Thank you so much, Ireeny, again for being with us today. That was really insightful. And thank you to everyone who's watching. Please do share this video.
And don't forget to follow Sisters in Islam at our social media platform on Facebook, Instagram, and also Twitter.
Yep, you've been with me, Zai, and on behalf of Zafigo, thank you again and take care.